It's loading. Yep, we're live.
Live.
You know you got a microphone, right?
Watch out, buddy. Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a microphone there. Are we diving into like P. Diddy and the baby oil and the court cases right now? I just like was reading up on that.
Absolutely. I'm opinionated. I'm gonna be honest with
You been watching that?
I haven't been keeping up with it, right? Like, so I started to, and then around the whole time that it came out that they found all the baby oil, I was just like, man, this is just too much for me. So now every time I see a bottle of baby oil, all I can, man, bless Justin Bieber's heart, man. It's a horrible situation.
I probably would have died with that lie.
Man, I tell you what, I guess it's all just opinions from our side, because it is definitely a serious situation. But at the end of the day, that's a shit ton of baby oil.
Shout out Johnson's and Johnson's.
Johnson's and Johnson's.
What did that do for baby oil sales?
It was probably Equate, like that Walmart brand.
Yeah,
it's 100%.
I wonder if he actually bought it under his name though, like because it was cases and cases and cases.
Man, I want to know how it got there, because you obviously don't go and just pick that up from the Costco. I mean, I know it's bulk and stuff, but I would imagine that it had to be delivered. And the dude's lady or whoever's face that delivered it, could you imagine? I mean, that like the manifest was like, hey, this can I get you to sign right here? And I feel like if he would have just called Johnson and Johnson, he probably could have got it by the gallon. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, he could have got a drum.
But one bottle goes so far.
What
do you need?
They just had they had this case, and then like one of the girls like testifies, like he had this thing where he was like he'd have like a kid pool or whatever, and it'd be like filled with 10 bottles of baby oil.
No, you're filling a kid pool up. That's gonna take you.
But he'd be using it for like pools. Get in there.
Absolutely.
So that makes sense if you're filling pools up.
Yeah, the fact that there was a kid pool there is enough for me to back away from the situation. Yeah. Lord have mercy. It's those folks.
Doug, if you want to share it, it's live on Facebook right now.
Nice. Absolutely.
Right.
I don't know if me and you were friends. I know me and your wife are friends.
Absolutely. I don't even have the Facebook on my phone.
You're fine.
I have to. Well, I have to. It's on here. I just have to go find it.
That's real.
That is real.
Maybe
why
is the
baby oil so brown?
Because the phone can hear you talk. I mean, what I'm saying is that, like, I mean, I don't know. It's just fascinating.
The whole country's talking about the world. Even
it's like Johnny Depp had that court case thing. Now P. Diddy.
That was awesome though.
Yeah, but now it's P. Diddy, and I think it's more for documentaries. I think Netflix is behind it. I think a lot of things going on. Jeffrey Epstein, all this stuff. There's always like these like lists now.
But what is baby oil? All right, so there's brands of baby oil, or is baby oil a brand?
Well, Johnson & Johnson has like the #1 baby oil.
I did a presentation on them for my master's with Johnson & Johnson. But I'm asking, did the baby oil sales go up or down? Were people scared to buy it after all this hype around it?
I don't know.
That'd be interesting. Pull that up? I mean, if you saw all this shit about baby oil and like the horror, the graphic, terrible things that happen, I guess, I'm sure.
I mean, I guess KY just dries too quick.
I guess I thought like both of them go so far.
That's what
it's like, how much do you need?
Like, for instance, like Oliver's baby. I feel like we just went through one bottle the whole time.
Like, that's right. It's so
viscous.
I feel like this is a question for ChatGPT.
It definitely is. It definitely.
Prison. Oh, we got people talking.
Prison Diddy.
Oh, that's Brandon.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, Brandon. I mean, if you can make it this way.
Let us know if you want to unlock the back door. If you want us to unlock the back door.
Is it? I think it is unlocked.
We'll just,
no, I locked it.
Okay, we'll just scrape the window. Scrape the window.
It's a tasting of OS. We got to lock that back door.
Okay. No, I mean, I don't know. I'm just like that. The news now is just like that.
Yeah, no, it's very direct. It's very direct. And honestly, we just we try not to watch it, man. Music, that's where we are in our day-to-day life. Great music, new music, trying to get out and get as much live music as we can get and stay away, right? Like, I mean, obviously the blights of our civilizations, haunt us day to day. But I just, diving into the news and the Diddy stuff and the Epstein stuff and the this stuff and the that and the politics these days, man. Like the politics has gotten out of hand. That's hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, Starbuds in Ocean Springs. If you're a medical patient, come by and see us because we have hard rules. We don't talk about politics, we don't talk about sex, and we don't talk about religion. Those are the three things you won't have to hear about inside of a dispensary. So
And that's all Starbuds. How many locations you got?
man, I tell you, there's 5 locations in Mississippi. So my wife, our business partners, myself, we're all born and raised Mississippi natives. Checked out first time 2014, went to Boulder. 2013, 2014, went to Boulder, got to experience that first day of recreational cannabis. And came home, told my wife, I was like, man, I feel more like I'm home there than I do here. And I feel like that's what we need to do. So by, a couple years, getting everything straightened out to be able to make a move of that nature across the country. So that's what we did. We packed up, we got in the U-Haul, put the car behind it, and struck out. A couple of days later, we're in Denver. And, I was 39, 40 at the time. And, not to say that there's ageism in cannabis, but it was really difficult getting a job, man. I had to start. I come from a huge career, long career, successful career, sales, marketing, retail, with a short stint in medical, but I always, had found success and didn't really have a problem getting a job. Right. It would seem very odd to me. And I think I went to 6 different interviews at 4 different Starbuds in Denver, and was turned down every time. That finally a store manager was like, dude, I'm not going to hire you to take my job, honestly. And I don't believe anybody else is either. Here's the number to the corporate office. Try there. Went to the corporate office, and there was nothing at the level that I was looking for. Thank goodness that there was nothing at the level I was looking for. So I started as a bud tender, man. Went all the way back to that entry level position. Extremely humbling, and I'm so grateful, right, for the opportunity to be able to take that step back and really learn something new, kind of from the ground up. And it was a challenge every day, to be able to take that step back, the same, normal, day-to-day worries that you have with kids in high school and, family and wife and bills and, knowing what you need to make every month to get by. And then going all the way back there to that, to that position that at the time, I was like, I thought this was a little bit of bullshit. I felt like I was qualified and could probably do more. Right. But everything happens for a reason, I feel. And it was a learning experience. It was humbling. And it really gave me an opportunity to really learn and grow within a new industry that turned out to be something that I love so much that I'm still under a Starbuds banner. We came home, we went through the same, trials and tribulations with the initiative process, Initiative 65, and, the legislative process to be able to get medical cannabis out here, to the patients of Mississippi. And, we got back, and it was just this, one roadblock after another. It was a uphill climb from that point, but, I think it was all worth it. And here we are today, Mississippi born, raised, owned and operated with this cannabis company that's licensed with one of the largest, brands in retail cannabis. And it's obviously, work's not family, but these folks feel like family, man. It's a mom and pop organization. It's a grassroots kind of ground floor organization that grew through good practices and good business into a multinational cannabis company now that has, I don't even know how many states. I don't know. It's just opened in Buffalo, Chicago. I think they got something coming on in the South. I don't want to say which state, but something coming on in the South again. Colorado, 20 locations around there somewhere. Oklahoma's got them. They just continually grow. It's a slow growth process with these guys, because they're very, I don't want to say picky, right? But they're very, they choose wisely when it comes to finding the right business partners to carry this brand and to bring it out there. And, we're kind of unique in Mississippi that we're, owned and operated here and literally just licensed with those guys. But the foundation, the support, and the love, man, the love that we've gotten from the patient base in Mississippi is like, it's really, I couldn't thank the patients here enough. I really couldn't, because they look past all of that. They understand that about the best they can get, a great price, and honestly, man, a hell of an experience, to come and shop with us. And so I don't know, it's all been a roller coaster, but it's definitely been a blessing, and a very humbling experience. And man, I really couldn't, thank, the folks that are on our team and the folks that work in our stores and really kind of dedicate their day to day to making it what it is for the patients and to really delivering on what I feel is probably the greatest experience you have.
We got, what up, Ernest? All right, let me go into, we're going to drop our intro real quick. And then guys, we're going to go into, with, Doug Stout. And then you're part of Starbuzz, but you got other brands you work with, your manufacturer license. There's gonna be a lot of stuff to be learned tonight about medical marijuana, Mary Jane, or what I've always called it, weed. So let's go into our intro and let's go into there. Just see how to do this again. All right. Going back to the old school. Music by Plowed.
Magnolia Room Speakeasy, Airbnb Bosses, Drinks, shout out to John, Direct Auto, go see Michael West, Collision Depot, they will fix and repair to the highest standard, the District Coffee Company, downtown Ocean Springs, and the new location, Pascagoula,
Captain Al's, Gulfport, Mississippi, go see Stacy and Bert.
We offer home, auto, motion, builders, whips, and life essence.
Join our podcast with McCade Hibbert and Anthony Potera.
ThemDistrictBoys.com. That's right. ThemDistrictBoys.com. Yeah, no, Horn Island's for sale, a part of it, not the whole thing, for $25 million.
Who owns Horn Island? Who owns
I
it?
think Mississippi Department of Agriculture. Or something.
I am not sure. I read a little, like I just seen it pop up like for sale, 25 million. I'm like, what?
Is that like,
There used to be there, I think in Horn Island, or was it Dare Island? There used to be a theme park on one of them.
so somebody can be like, my dad owns Horn Island?
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Somebody's
How big is
saying that
Horn
out
Island?
there. Somebody says that.
No, it's
I
pretty
don't know
big.
how big? I mean, well,
What I mean, can I put a golf course there? Like,
No.
Yeah.
is it that big?
no.
So putt.
Putt. Yeah.
Let's see, go right here.
It's a great thought.
Yeah, I mean,
Until that next hurricane comes
destination
in.
golf is great. I was playing over in Alabama Tuesday, and I don't think there's anything better. I'm gonna give a shout out to where I was, but if anybody that was there knows, thank you for your hospitality. It was amazing. But travel golf has really gotten to be a huge kind of niche kind of destination market. And and if she's gonna have a destination wedding, then why can't you have destination golf?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
My dad's been doing that since like the early 90s. Like every year there's been a guys trip.
Yeah.
And it's, I think 10 or 15 of his buddies. They never miss it. Every year they're going out, getting a probably Airbnb now, but I think mainly they always stayed in condos, and they just golf the whole weekend.
Nice.
It's probably
Sounds fun.
Well, I don't think they actually golf. I think just ride around in golf carts and drink.
I'm pretty sure that's what most folks do.
Yeah.
I have experienced some people that actually play golf like that. So there are a few of those guys out there. But I think the general consensus is take that cooler with you.
I thought that was the whole damn plan.
That's the reason, right?
Lost out on the property, no one can call you.
Absolutely.
He breaks the rules.
Oh,
Absolutely.
baby, I don't got service out here. I'm sorry.
No service.
No, that's 100%.
Golfing.
Then why does your text say "Do not disturb"?
Oh, dude, I mean, my dad, they enjoy the beer girls, the golf cart beer girls.
Yeah.
They make all your drinks.
Well, that's part of the experience.
Yeah.
Yes, it's definitely part of the experience, and I think they're unique at every course. It's a great way to network. Right, it's a great way to network.
Jim Harden,
You're moving up in business.
Yeah.
Great way to network.
Yeah.
It was good down on the golf course and at the bars.
Yeah, Jim Harden is co-owner of that 1515 that they're in. He bought his company, Aladdin Construction, that they do all the casino interior. They're doing Universal Studios.
They did Nintendo World.
They did Nintendo World.
Nice.
He met this. Yeah, he worked for Yates. It was Roy Anderson or Yates. I think Roy Anderson.
Man,
One of the big
I don't want to
construction
One of the
companies.
two.
But he worked for the top guys, and this guy, his name Tom, owned Aladdin Construction, and he's ready to sell his company. And he's like, "Let's go out and golf." And he's like, "I want to sell it to you." And now Aladdin's a massive company. But if they never went to that golfing trip, would OS 1515 be there? I mean, there's just so many things where it's at the
Cause
golf
and
course.
effect, man. Cause
Yeah.
and effect every single day. It's what happens. Dude, so what else is going on in y'all's world? Do y'all talk about where we are, where we're sitting? Does that ever get plugged?
Well, it was in the intro, but I don't know if we talked about it.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know.
I mean, we're at downtown Ocean Springs at the
Yeah,
District Coffee
we are.
Company, the mothership of their
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah.
This District Coffee. This 13-1
One
is
of-
now known as the mothership.
This is the mothership.
The mothership.
One of
Nice,
3
nice.
locations.
I think that we should probably try to get P-Funk over to christen the name. That would be a plan, right? Like, why not? Absolutely. They're still touring. That's the thing. So, District Coffee, guys. If you're in Ocean Springs, if you're downtown and you need a cup of coffee that is better than anything else you can buy, come to District Coffee. At least say hey. And look, Irish cream. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that other coffee companies won't let you get a Jameson with your coffee. I'm pretty sure there's no Irish
Call
cream.
that ghost mode.
and there definitely won't be a satellite bar.
There's definitely not a satellite bar.
We make our own satellite bars.
When you said P-Funk, are you saying Parliament Funkadelics?
What's that?
Are you saying Parliament Funkadelics when you say P-Funk? Who is that?
Yeah, P-Funk.
Parliament Funkadelics.
Yeah, P-Funk.
From PCU.
The Funkadelics. George
Maybe
Clinton and the P-Funk.
George Clinton.
Yeah,
PCU.
PCU.
With Jeremy Piffin.
Yeah.
The first time anybody's seen Jeremy Piffin and David Spade.
Yeah.
One of the first.
You just dropped that connection. You went way back with that connection.
PCU is
He said,
before
"Wait a
any
minute."
time. All right, so PCU is politically correct university was what it stood for, and Jeremy Piffin is the guy who refuses to graduate. John Farver's in it. He's a crazy.
I'm learning
weed
right now.
addict,
I am too. I'm learning as well.
drunkard, right? And David Spade's the prick. You know, he's a part of a little
Pretty sure he's at in every movie. Isn't he?
fraternities are banned, but they have an underground club or whatever. And dude, it was so ahead of its time because look how PC everything got in fucking 2018, 19.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I just all I could
Hey,
think
you
about-
can't sneeze in public without
Oh.
offending someone these
Oh,
days.
dude, all I could think about is PCU. So great.
There was a brain cell from like 30 years ago that just struck in his head. Like,
PCU.
it lit up and it was like, P-Funk. Wow.
It's your brother.
David Spade.
We always say this. I mean, if it goes out like that, what you call it, the damn Die Hard, where all the power's cut.
Huh?
All the power's cut. They cut all the power, all the
In
water.
Die Hard?
Yeah.
I mean, if people lose their cell phone or lose the internet, I don't know what people would do.
I get excited every time I lose mine. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
And I've been enjoying that too as being a dad. Like I'll go home and I put my phone on Do Not Disturb and I'll just set it in the bedroom on the charger.
Absolutely.
Just let it. I'll go sit on my. I got something about a rocking chair. It's just that's my spot.
I'm reckless with my phone on purpose. Like when I drop it, I try to throw it across the room so I don't have to have a phone for
But you
2
remember
days.
the movie.
Yes. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Funkadelics tour bus
Yeah,
breaks down,
Yes.
and they're trying to throw an epic party to pay
Yes.
off their fees to keep their house.
Absolutely.
And George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelics, first time I ever heard of them,
Yeah,
play at their
played.
fucking house. And it's just
What year did this come out?
early
Okay.
90s.
There you go. Early 90s.
What okay, I mean, when you talked about being a part, going to Denver, being a butt tender. What happened? What made you start want to do like leadership roles, like really get into?
So I've always been. I've been in a leadership role since I was 17. I am from Greenwood, Mississippi.
Yeah,
Shout out.
And I would shout out to Greenwood, the dirty G Wood.
And you
There was a football player, Charles Connerly, owned some shoe stores and things. I got a job at Connerly's in downtown Greenwood, and within a year of working there, I was doing the build out on their first performance sports location over on Park Avenue, and really I'd been kind of assistant there in the first shoe store in Connerly's. Man, I went from that to
you're like Al Bundy kind of.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Look, you man, I don't I'm not just crazy. I'm not crazy about everybody's feet, to be honest with you.
But like when you first start, like did you upsell a lot when it comes to like they want that shoes and then you put them on a pair of Jordans, or did you do that kind of?
I have always been chatty, to say the least. It's always been a challenge for me. I absolutely love it. And if you got money in your pocket and you want to come in and you want to feel good and you want some of that, retail therapy, then I'm there to help you. I always was, ever since I was young, moved out of that. I, did that, went into the restaurant business, restaurant and bar, kind of bounced around a little bit, in management roles, kitchen manager, assistant manager, server leader, blah, blah, blah. And found my way into selling cars. And I sold cars in Jackson. Shout out to Wilson Dodge. They're still out there on Lakeland doing the thing. And, I had a short stint in car sales, man, left that, went into the pizza business, worked with Pizza Inn, managed Pizza Inns.
Like
and actually, I managed the Pizza Inn in Grenada, Mississippi, for quite some time.
That was his first job, bro. He was a delivery driver for
Nice.
I was Papa's Pizza.
Papa's Pizza, got you. Yeah, I worked up in
Greg and Debbie Preston, man. It was a
nice. Papa's Pizza.
They had one there and one in Winona, I think. Big Papa, only met him a couple of times, but dude, Pizza Inn's still great. I feel like I keep dropping plugs for all these folks, but Pizza Inn's great, dude. I mean, that chocolate chip pizza. I was about to say the chocolate chip pizza.
Look, shout out to all my medical cannabis patients out there that has a Pizza Inn in their area, because they know about that chocolate chip pizza.
Inga was
fascinated. Is it just a giant chocolate chip?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's there's nothing like it that tastes like a pizza or a chocolate chip cookie.
Crispy.
It is very unique in its own right. It's its own thing.
Inga, so Krista, your wife, I don't have to ask how you met her. You're from Greenwood.
I'll tell you exactly how I met her. I met her at Partners Nightclub on a Friday night. I'll tell you the story. I have no qualms about it, dude. We were working. I was working at Kirk Toyota, Kirk Auto Company there. The only
person selling cars in Grenada.
And yeah, absolutely, dude. I was killing it, man. Grenada's small, so 10, 12, 15 cars is. I feel like that's a good month. And anyway, yeah, we the F&I manager, sales manager, and myself. We headed over to Partners, after work on a Friday night, and met Krista there. And we met, chatted, had a great, evening. And
visualize this nightclub.
Actually went out. It's not a nightclub. It is cowboy boots and sleeveless t-shirts, my friend.
Do you want to know how it ended?
Partners as a storage facility.
Well, a little more.
Absolutely. I definitely want the tea on that.
A shootout between the father and son.
No. Nice. What? I'm not gonna tell you what I used to do in the office with those guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Shootout. But they were jumping behind their trucks.
They tried to.
Can I say that? Arbuckles. It was the Arbuckles.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Sure. Somebody had a gun.
All right. Somebody was.
Was it a real gun though?
Yeah, there's no. I don't think.
Well, I tell you what, I've hung out with those guys. They're partners. I used to have an entertainment management company on the side back in the day, and managed some bands and some pretty stellar artists in the state of Mississippi. Shout out to the Electric Mud, the surviving remaining members, and also the Malden Brothers. I'm sure, man, everybody knows those guys. But other bands. But anyway, man, we played a gig at Partners one night.
How about All Stars?
And so All Stars are great guys. I actually what is it, JD Sasmo or something like that, and Luther, they did a little thing at this tiny little theater over here in Bay St. Louis last year. Oh my God, dude, it was some of the greatest Chicagoland hill country blues mix type things. It was amazing. But anyway, yeah, we're not going to talk about the back room of Partners, but that dude drank a lot of Red Bull. He drank a lot of Red Bull.
Yeah.
They never had a liquor license, did they?
I don't think so.
No,
I mean, I drink a ton of liquor
You gotta photo this.
up in there, but they never. I'm probably not.
Was it Red Bull?
Yeah, nose bulls. Nose bulls.
Have I never?
They refer to it as nose beers, but I don't know
Oh,
if he
I
ever had a
remember
beer.
nose
I think it was
beers.
always a Red Bull can in his hand.
How long? How long did that place last for?
Forever.
Forever, dude. It was open for
No shit.
30 years
did
or
they go to
something.
jail after
I
the-
went there in
had
high
another
school,
run,
dude. I
like-
used to go there and get drunk when I was like 14 in high school.
Well, that was.
15.
Or we're about the same age. I'm 42.
Where was this?
We're not. We're not. I am 47.
Okay. Well, that just means like you graduated high school right when I came in.
Yes.
High school is relevant to Partners because I was partying there, but
But we always had problems, man. I never wanted to have problems, and I never had any altercations. But them damn Greenwood people, they get up there to that Grenada Lake at the natural beach,
it's
a brawl every weekend. I don't know what it is with hill people and Delta people.
Kill Michael jumped my ass in the studio one night. Kill Michael.
Kill Michael.
I ain't thought about.
When
Kill
did he
Michael.
take you up there, Jordan?
No, we'll be all arrested. For sure. I ain't going there.
No, I got jumped.
We'll just stay on the boat, man. We'll stay on the boat.
Parking lot, the McAllister's parking lot. Like,
Well, their cousin Justin, he McPhail, he got arrested in Grenada for 14 hours worth of child support. He sat 6 years 1 month in the county jail with no misdemeanor or felony. I'm not going up there. We did a podcast about it. It was pretty huge, and they know who we are.
Oh well, yeah. So actually, dude, I would, yeah. So if you've got to go to Memphis, just go along. We go through Tupelo. It's fine.
I feel like to me, this is what I feel like. I feel like
you go
What-
85 on 55.
what's that movie with Chevy Chase in it where they were in the salvage yard and
That's flat.
Nothing but trouble.
that was nothing but trouble.
Yeah, well, Dan Aykroyd says, "Get yourself a dog."
Man,
With the
speaking
dick
of-
nose?
Yeah, dick nose.
No dick nose. It's a prosthetic too, isn't it? Yeah,
I hope so, bro.
It is definitely a prosthetic.
That was
Nothing but trouble. I'm pretty sure.
fucking
Demi
disgusting.
Moore's in it. Demi
Yeah.
Moore's.
He's coming down the
Chevy
stairs.
Chase.
Yes, Chevy
When he had
Chase's
the
wife.
salvage yard in the house. And,
So you remember John Candy was the cop who was actually respectable, but he was the son.
yeah.
And so one of the Baldwin brothers gets pulled over by him, and they're drunk. I think it was Steve Baldwin.
Is that Grenada?
That's what happened to Jimmy Hoffa.
I'm thinking something like that too. But the Baldwin brother, I just remember this part. He goes, John Candy's like, "Are you gonna blow in this? Blow you to get out of a ticket? I don't think so." Dude, and then he gets incinerated in front of the.
Is that Grenada?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty close.
I feel like I'm just trying to.
They definitely have like like auto parts, like yards
And
and stuff.
I'll tell you when I think about
Junkyards.
Grenada, that time period, we had the most beautiful women in the state. I'm serious, man. Every girl in Grenada won Miss Teen Mississippi. It was just
What'd y'all do? Cans and strings? How'd that shit work? How'd you talk to them?
a good DNA pool.
It's in the water.
How do they exist? Yeah, a good DNA pool and
We all
water.
had Labrador retrievers too.
Later. Yeah.
And look, and contrary to popular belief, there's actually not a lot of inbreeding in North Mississippi.
No, because everybody, the families hate each other.
No, they all hate it.
Your families just can't get along.
Everybody's got land and
Absolutely.
and they have their own. Like I said, my in-laws, they're Lumberton, but like they got their own bar and stuff, and they got their own groups, and It's like, it's weird. I mean, you go around, I mean, there's no roads. I mean, there's like decent pave, and then all of a sudden, a mile up, it's a bridge of dirt. You're like, and then if it gets washed, you're not getting
Well, hey, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, right? That's that's why that we can't have the creek rise, because if the creek rises, all the roads are gone.
Yep.
And partying in Greenwood, I'm sure, was like Grenada.
Greenwood is the devil, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Greenwood's a hard place to grow up in for anybody that grew up there.
Yeah,
it really is. It's it's the Delta. It's the from Yazoo City all the way to Tunica. It's pretty much the same thing. It wasn't easy to leave, but it wasn't hard either. Yeah. And I go back, I mean, we have a store in Greenwood, dude. Actually, probably one of our nicest Starbuds in the state is in Greenwood. And the town itself has a lot of character, a lot of value. It's a very culturally rich place. It's not what people make out by any means. It's not as racially divided, right, as people would like to make it out to be. It's just a bunch of people out there trying to get by, right? They're trying to survive and get by and live a decent life. And I think the town is kind of just a little left behind. Rough times in the 90s and 2000s when they lost that title, Cotton Capital of the World, and when things kind of shifted, within the agricultural world. People started checking out, and same thing. Yeah, it's really sad. It's not just Mississippi. Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama. There's a ton of places across the South that are really experiencing kind of that negative downturn, and it's really like a dying. Like it's just like the towns are dying, the infrastructure's dying. The people are leaving, and
I'm from here, from Boat Springs, but y'all. So when here, everybody's coming here, right?
Yeah, everybody's coming here. And look, and for everybody that wants to come here, I'm just want to let you know it's not that nice. It's really not. There's mosquitoes, snakes, and alligators, and the people are really, really rude.
This is Australia of the South. You don't want to come down here.
Australia of the South.
No, so
you don't want to be here.
So I want to. What is that casino?
Tunica.
The big one. Is that it? Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Philadelphia.
That's big Moon Star.
Boom Town.
No,
Boom Star.
It was like it's a moon something.
Moon Town.
Is it Moon Town?
I have no idea. I'm just going with you, buddy.
I did a convention for work up there. I drove me and my brother-in-law went all the way up there for a work convention probably 6 years ago. Silver Moon. I think it's maybe Silver Moon.
That actually does sound right.
Like, but it's like a massive. I mean, this is way bigger than the boat. It's like put two bows up. It's massive. Well, I went to like 30 minutes before I got there in the Philadelphia. I pull over. It's like 4 or 5 o'clock, and this most beautiful downtown buildings, but it was like a ghost town. It was like 28 days later. Like I pulled over, and I was just like, I don't know the city, but it was just so beautiful. The architecture, the downtown, not one car, not one business open. It's 5 o'clock. I was like, what?
Philadelphia, Mississippi?
No, about 30 minutes outside of it, 40 minutes outside of it. It was just, we pulled over. We just.
What's that called?
I don't remember. Like I really don't. But it was just beautiful. Like it was old.
I'm not laughing at the demise of the town. I just love how it was so beautiful. And you're like, I don't remember what it was called. I remember nobody was there, and it looked really nice and solid. Like it was. Yeah, there was some solitude there.
Grenada had Grenada Lake, which was. And the claim to fame was the best crappie fishing in like the tri-state area, or the part of the country, really.
Absolutely.
But Grenada was extremely segregated.
Oh yeah, Grenada's horrible, dude. I don't want to talk bad about Grenada.
Downtown, no African American lived anywhere but downtown. And I didn't even understand it as a child. Like only African Americans were downtown, and my neighborhood was lower middle class. I mean, my mom was raising four kids on one salary, but like, yeah, I mean, and even at school, I went to the public school, like blacks sat on one table and whites sat on the other side of the cafeteria. Blacks on one side, whites on the other. Now, the only camaraderie we had is when we play sports, but extremely segregated. And the town, I guess, was something at one time, or tried to be something, but when newsprint and Heatcraft shut down,
Yeah.
I mean, all the money was gone.
Money was gone. They have Milwaukee now. You know, Milwaukee just opened up there.
Is it-
Went out
is it
there
done
on,
yet?
55.
Yeah, actually, I was work. Man keeps me on the road, so I was. It was 11 o'clock the other night. Rolling up Interstate 55, heading to Oxford for a meeting the next day, and I rode by Milwaukee. All the lights were on, and there was probably about 20, 25 cars in the parking lot. So something's going on there.
Okay.
We're talking Milwaukee Tools.
Milwaukee Tools.
That's cool.
They actually,
Yeah,
that's
because
what I
if
see.
they won't
workers.
they won't make old Milwaukee outside of Milwaukee. I don't think.
You never know. You never know.
The beast.
What I mean, like, did it talk about how many employees they're bringing in?
So they said that, I don't want to speak to it. I'm not completely. Maybe it was somewhere around 300 to 500, but I'm not 100%.
That's huge, though.
I mean, that's huge. That's huge for a community.
Hell yeah.
Let's be honest. You shut down Ingles. I mean, I know we got the casinos, but there's a lot of people that work at that shipyards.
We've said several things about casinos. So I was in New Orleans last week for J-Rad. Joe Russo's Almost Dead, which you've never been able to. If you've never caught it, I would suggest to anybody to catch one of their shows. It is absolutely amazing. It's not just Grateful Dead music. They're extremely talented. And they do not let off the gas. We were in New Orleans, so I'd like to give a big shout out to Caesars there downtown for 10x and that $40. I put in that $2 machine 3 hits, three max bets, and a 10x on my $40. I ran so quick out of that casino, I was scared I was going to lose that $400. I was like, I had to get going. Yeah, absolutely, but yeah, man. Amazing time in New Orleans last week. If you don't like Jazz Fest, if you don't like the heat, if you don't like being in a desert, at a racetrack with 200 yards between you and a line of porta potties that you can see steaming in the 114 degree sun, the late night scene is where it's at. That is, there is so much going on. And you're not going to see the same commercial bands, but you will see huge acts in intimate settings, and it's just a better vibe. So if you're looking to do the Jazz Fest thing and don't want to do the Jazz Fest thing, late night, it's where to go. And you can get to bed by midnight. You ain't got to stay out till 5 a.m. Even though if you've never walked out of Tipitino's when the sun was coming up, you're missing out.
We'll have to do it.
We went to Voodoo Fest. I'm good.
Casey Gordon said, "Hey, Dougie Fresh."
What's up, Casey? How are you? She's the folks in Grenada actually are coming out.
Well, so I eat lunch every day. Krista sat right across from me at lunch.
At lunch?
Yeah, your wife. And we all chatted up, man. Me, her, and Alan Williams. I can't remember who else sat in our little group.
So definitely probably her, and I would imagine your best friend,
Liberto.
Mary Alice Liberto, which is probably Casey and Mary Alice are close. They hang out quite a bit. Casey's amazing. She's one of our best friends. And then rest her soul, Aaron LaRussa. Which was Krista's best friend growing up. It was very, I think she has maybe some in and out of school things.
Hey, Mary Alice is watching.
Hey, what's up, Cam?
Oh,
is that Grenada too?
Yes, that's Grenada as well.
Grenada podcast.
Oh, Grenada, this is sick,
dude. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna know these people, but I moved out when I was 9, 10.
Okay, no, you left when you was 12.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, I mean, it's like we were at the 701 one night, and half the bar was Grenada.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were there.
I was there.
Yeah.
I don't know how I ended up with a lady from Grenada, man. I was told growing up to stay away from the hills. Hey, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't.
Grenada gets wrapped in the Delta because, it
is the last hill. Absolutely,
partners.
Right when you plateau partners, that's the beginning of the Delta. It truly is.
So if you met her at Partners, you really never left the Delta.
I really never left the Delta.
Did you go up that hill to Waffle House or no? Or y'all stopped at Partners?
No, we stopped at Partners.
You never even went to Waffle House.
Never even went to Waffle House.
So no, you were in the Delta.
They did close the Huddle House though. It's kind of sad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But hey, there's plenty of car lots there. There's plenty of new car
what are
lots.
these
Dynamite Kurt.
What is the Footloose place you're talking
Rest in
about?
peace, partners.
So I consider y'all like in my head, I'm trying to figure out what's like Footloose. Like it's got that vibe. Like
So Partners, I'll tell you this. So it was a metal building, 20-foot center,
Huge metal building.
huge metal building, 4 or 5 pool tables across, one side, and the other end had a huge stage. Man, it had a great stage.
Parking lot could fit 500 cars.
Yeah, you could fit 500 folks up in there easy.
Mhm.
And they had a bar that was not nearly big enough to service the amount of people that were coming through there.
It was just beer.
Gatorade.
Then it never got the liquor license.
Yeah, it was just Grenada, man.
Well, because so I'll throw it was Danny Arbuckle, I think,
Yeah, it was Danny.
and then his son was
Yep.
Jesse.
Danny and Jesse. That is correct.
Yeah. And Jesse was running it toward the end, and I don't know why.
Shout out Jake and Ribs.
Now you're getting in Ben Lyle's territory.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about it, you're in the Delta. I mean, you're even
How long
here,
has Jake and Ribs been there?
I'm 30
before the
plus.
casino
30
boom,
plus
it was
years?
like this
Gotta
shrimp
be
and Ingles.
gotta be 40 plus years.
Absolutely. I mean, Grenada didn't have much industry. I mean, it was paper.
Well, we have paper,
Paper
we had-
and-
they're
and
making
heat craft.
parts to ACs.
Yeah.
Craft was making parts.
Heat craft.
But you know what I wanted to tell Save OS people are like, we don't want nothing. We don't want anything to come here. I mean, let me tell you about nothing coming.
Let me tell you about a
I mean,
city
like-
called Grenada.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, when nothing
Take
comes,
this shit
nothing's
can-
left.
I mean, you got 2 beaches, but I see some Burkhouse
Well,
down with some water.
It's even worse than that. It's local, and I don't live there anymore, and I don't ever really go there anymore, so I don't have any qualms about it. But it's the government. Local government kept that place shut down. Applebee's had to like literally like
Wait,
pull.
y'all had Applebee's?
We do now,
later.
but they had to like literally they had to like cheat, steal, and lie to get it to be able to be there.
You know,
like, it was a
my
problem.
cousin Justin sold that property to Applebee's, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
There's
All
an
right, Grenada,
Applebee's.
if anybody y'all share this because we need more Grenada people in here. I want to hear.
Share this Grenada shit.
This
Well,
is
they,
awesome.
well, they shut down the studio. I mean, they're either Jake and Rips or they're at the what's behind Jake and Rips?
Right.
The bar behind Jake and Rips. now?
Yes, it's
Kennel
the
Club. Kennel Club.
Kennel Club.
Casey says they tore partners down and rebuilt a storage unit on the site, but they did keep the sign and it's hanging up at the car lot. No shit.
Nice.
Why'd you
nice.
tear it down and build a storage unit? All you
Because
had to do
there's
was just
because look, we live in Ocean Springs, and I just want everybody in America should be well aware that we do not have enough storage sheds. According to the world we live in, everybody in every town is about 30 storage facilities short right now for some reason. I don't know why,
But I feel like
and I don't believe it to be true. I believe that. And look,
I feel like it's like a Planet Fitness membership. You
It
just
really
kinda
is.
leave it there
It's
and forget about it.
probably
And you don't want to get your shit out.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah,
like
it's like Mattress Firm. You
I
know, the
still got mine.
conspiracy theory.
And I've been in 3 years.
The
My landlord
conspiracy
in
theory around
California is like-
Mattress Firm is that it's money laundering for the cartel. So because nobody ever buys a mattress like at Mattress Firm.
I always thought because I had a mattress store. I had a mattress store for 8 years.
Nice. Did
And
you
I-
sell a lot of mattresses?
Yeah, I did. And I was in Goshen on Highway 90 right there by the Pizza Hut. But pandemic, I just shut it down. I couldn't get any inventory. But I always thought that about Mattress Firm, like because they like I used to go in there and kind of like secret Santa, shop, see what their prices are. I mean, that's how you do business sometimes. And but yeah, I go in there, nobody in there.
Yeah.
My franchise was the mattress
Really
by
in there.
appointment. So you just call me on the phone and I'll meet you at my store and I match.
Nice.
I want a mattress for
It's like
I've been there
exactly
5 times. Not one person in there.
Yeah.
That has to be
I
like
bought a mattress in Denver one time for $189, and a lady in an old Cadillac delivered it to my house and like brought it out of the back window, and it was just a little square box. And I don't evidently there's some pretty industrial pneumatic machines and wherever this mattress came from, because it was a inner spring mattress that had been vacuum sealed to about an inch tall
Yeah, they can do
and
that.
was rolled up as tight as you could put it. And it was the most, it was definitely worth the $189 or however much we
I
paid
mean, I used to
for
get
it.
them all the time.
That was all it was worth.
Because if you take a regular mattress, it is a regular mattress, but like talking about, I'd have an 18 wheelers come out my back door. And if you just had the now box springs,
You're
you
like
can't.
a good fella is like, yeah, put the mattresses here. Yeah,
It was, man. I'm telling you, like the
mattresses.
I wanna- company I
to
was
thank
or-
y'all for joining
the
me
company I
this
was
evening.
ordering from, they never gave me like a, before the pandemic, they never gave me like a shipping date or tracking number. This guy would just show up, banging on the back door, and then he'd come in. And then after the pandemic, they're like, it went from 3 days. I get a truck in 3 days to 6 weeks.
Wow.
And I only had 1,500 square foot, so you can only. I mean, I'm a volume seller. Like I'm only marking it up, probably $200 or $300, like and pushing them out the door. That was a fun business. But then when it came, it's like you get to a point where it's like that truck. I remember one time, I think the longest was they showed up. I spent probably $8-9 grand on mattresses, and I only got like $1,500 worth of mattress. They're like, we'll just give you credit. I'm like, I've been waiting for 2 months.
Never buy a mattress from me again. Go fuck yourself.
That is insane. That is absolutely insane.
That vacuum seal, I'm gonna tell you, UPS hates that shit. 'Cause
Brandon Davis loves it.
You buy this vacuum seal thing, and then you cut it, and it like inflates to like 4 times the size of how it came, and then you want to return it. Walk in UPS, that's something. So they get pissed.
Yeah,
it's like-
I can see that. That
I'm
makes
like,
sense.
I have cellophane around it, and I got duct tape on it. And they're like, this ain't gonna fit. I'm like, well, where the fuck do I take it? Like,
Have you ever seen videos of people like because it expands?
Oh, absolutely. Them folks getting knocked the fuck out.
it's like, dude, it's
One of my customers got knocked out. He just started to manhandle and grab it, and he yanked it. That tape, he yanked it and went. And when he pulled it against the steering wheel, caught into it where because you can pull it, it still will be like a U kind of. He pulled it, but he put a fingernail in it and yanked it, and it went and threw him. It threw him the back wall. I was like, oh. Called me the next day. He's like, yeah, a mattress knocked me out. I'm like, tell me more.
it's like a serious Jack in the Box, man, kind of thing.
It is a serious Jack in the Box.
It's actually the pizza from Back to the Future where they put in the microwave and it expands.
There you go.
Oh,
That's
that's a
I thought it was illegal to talk about pizza on a podcast.
oh, Pizzagate.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We'll cut that out. We're not
It's
live.
live. Yeah, I guess
We're fucked.
we got Grenade in here. Where's it like
We got them grenade girls in here.
they're shotgunning beers right now and
They're
moonshine.
they are
They
for
gotta have
sure.
moonshine up there.
They're probably
Absolutely.
shotgunning Coors
They
Light.
definitely
on
do.
the
Probably the
porch
best
right
They're drinking Michelob Ultra.
now. Okay, on the porch.
ultra,
All Ultra. All
across
Ultra.
the board.
And they're probably definitely on a porch.
They're definitely
And
on
at
the
least
porch.
one of them is smoking a Marlboro.
Okay.
Like red or light. Or
Oh,
ultra
like no, it's definitely a gold.
Yeah,
pack,
Mary
I'm sure.
Alice definitely said we porched it like proper adults.
I worked at University Club in Oxford, which is not far from Grenada, obviously. And Justin, we weren't as close then. He came with a wedding party, and it was a Grenada wedding party, and I didn't know it, but that's what was hosting in Oxford. I was out of Ultra in 15 minutes.
Yep.
Ultra had just hit then. It was like, I sent in all my bar packs to the fucking store. I was like, buy all the Ultra at every grocery store. It was,
But do they have like hospitality? They got manners and they really, do they open the door for you? They kind of have that.
No.
Oh,
No,
shit.
absolutely not.
Like hospitality, like here, like
There's
people open
not.
doors.
They're hospitable people. Don't get me wrong. Like they're that the true Southern hospitality, whatever. But at the end of the day, a town that refused to allow anything to come that would bring any type of tourism dollar.
yeah.
Basically you're closing the gate. It might have been the Walking. It might as well have been the Walking Dead, and just shut the gates around
Like
Grenada.
The biggest problem with Grenada, I would say, would be Emmanuel Baptist Church.
Very well could have been. The fact
they just
you can fight, you can fight all day long, right? Like, and you can try to stop growth. You can try to stop expansion because. I know the older I get, right? Like, change gets harder every year, right? Every year that goes by, change gets harder. These people are set in their ways. It's their town. It's not your town. It's their town. And, they don't want to see anything change. They don't want to see anything grow. And, it's going to die with the money that dies in that town. That's, all the kids are gone. Like all these folks' kids. There's not really. There's some old money there, but I think it's pretty limited.
We have a junior college. They're
No, I'm saying, is there a guy that's got like a 10,000 square foot old house that he inherited?
There's one of those folks there. I don't want to say his
There's
name.
a couple last names.
Yeah, there's a couple last names.
So it's kind of like the dude from Roadhouse, the rich dude.
Yeah, he said J.C. Penney came here for me. Ask anybody.
That's so they got that.
There you go.
Do we have a J.C. Penney?
We don't, but we do have a we do have an independently owned Sears.
Which one?
Sears.
See,
Yeah, the Sears. There's a Sears.
Yeah.
Is
Is that like the
independently
last
owned.
one in the nation?
Or they might have changed the name by now, but it was independently owned. It was there when I left, but dude, I left in 17. So who knows? I haven't drove past it. They have a couple of dispensaries in Grenada. They definitely do
that's
that.
huge.
Well, I mean, it's
Being
they're
that
still
family members
they're
that
still
died
buying
in
they're
jail
still
every
buying
day.
their weed somewhere else.
Everybody's got like 10 acres, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, how many shares or cops patrol that place? You think?
So it's really crazy. I think they have like 14 or 15 active duty cops for like 14,000 people.
And they
Like
take
it's
that shit
you can't
so
go through
seriously,
Grenada without look. This should explain Grenada to you real quick. If you get pulled over,
They're taking tail
you
light
will
out?
see 6 cops. Yeah, one person. If you get pulled over, at least 3 more are coming to just participate.
They're bored.
They're bored.
Or do they ever do like the whole back of the tail light thing?
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Am I walking tall?
Well, you know what? With dash cams and body cams.
Oh, you mean when they tap the tail light?
Yeah, probably. The
Every
reason
cop
I
has-
pulled you over was, sir, you have a broken tail light.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because they get you on that if they wanted to. I mean, I've been
Got
arrested.
no mud flaps.
Huh?
Yeah, your mud flaps. You got no mud flaps.
I'm pretty sure that if you turn your windshield wipers on in a strong dew, that meth will collect across your windshield.
Well,
So they'll find a reason to get you there. Absolutely. It is horrible. It's an epidemic, not to get into negative shit.
No,
Like,
meth.
yeah, but
meth
it's an epidemic.
that's bad down here.
It's
You know
bad
what?
everywhere.
You know what I think the beginning of the end was for Grenada is when they banned alcohol at Natural Beach.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the beginning of the end is when they decided to not allow Grenada Lake to be a tourist destination
Let's go a
anymore.
little more about Grenada. Like,
there was
how
a
big
there was
is
a
the lake?
restaurant right there's cabins. There was a restaurant out there.
There was a whole concept.
There was like
It's a
Thunder on
huge
Water.
fucking lake, man.
Thunder on Water was
huge.
great
Is
back
it
in the
bigger
day.
than Martin's Lake?
Martin.
Martin's Lake is Latimer.
I don't have to see
Grenada Lake was
Grenada Lake
one of the
was
biggest
gigantic.
man-made lakes
Yeah.
in the.
I think it's right behind Ross Barnett.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
size.
I'm gonna pull this up. I just want to see how big this lake
It's
is.
huge, man. It has some
You
of the
can
best-
see them. You look at a map of you look at the map of Mississippi. You see Ross Barnett. You see Arca Butler. You see Enid. You see Grenada. There's just a few that really stand out.
Mhm.
Hey,
I mean, there's
shout
a-
out to my dad. He has kept them things, at least something to do with them and other things going for years. I don't know. I hope everybody has a parent out there that was a hard worker and delivered positivity to them. But respectfully, I don't think I could see myself going to a place. He still works there.
54 miles.
Yeah.
Holy
I
shit.
used to think it was the ocean.
36,000 acres.
Yeah.
God, there's a lot of bodies in that lake, bro.
Absolutely. And I believe that there's catfish down there.
You won't find those bodies either.
300 pound catfish that just hanging out.
Catfish. I don't know what the term is if an animal can continue to grow.
Yeah.
What is that term?
I have no
Hogs
idea.
are that way. They can continue to grow. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
As long
Yeah,
as there's
they can
space, they're growing.
Like goldfish, right? Or is it? Yeah. If there's space, they
Are there homes around there, or is it just their homes?
There are homes on the lake. There's some private, property that touches up to the lake. But it's a federal. It's the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers maintains it.
You ain't really fucked with anybody till a game warden gets after you out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Game warden can do.
They're tough. They can do
whatever
anything they want.
They won't. They have. If I'm not mistaken, a game warden can just walk in your fucking house if he had any suspicion.
Dude.
I mean, they have more rights than any other law.
Let's go back to
enforcement,
your
if I'm not
cousin
mistaken.
Justin McPhail. 6 years, 1 month for child support of $1,400 with no felony, no misdemeanor.
Well, we already know that
That's-
the ex and the family and the in-laws was on the paper company and they had all this money. And I mean, how the fuck else do you spend 6 years, 1 month in a county jail?
Justin, how long has Justin
With
been
no
down here?
charge?
How long?
Almost a year.
Yeah, almost a year. Sweetie's gonna be one of the hardest working people, highly intelligent, doesn't fuck with
His
nobody.
intelligence is the only thing that kept him.
Yeah, it's incredible though to like have that. Like, well, I mean, that's kind of the walking tall.
it's all over it's all over Mississippi. It's all over the South, and things are changing though, man. Like, I mean, there's some positivity. I hate those negative things, right?
Yeah,
like, I mean, that you know, and it's happened in small town, you know, America. It has happened time and time again that the powers that be and their children, you know, end up getting the preferential, right? And you know, other folks suffer for a long time. I got a friend here who lived in Starkville, whose son went and picked up a sack of weed, a little dime bag, 20 bag or something. This was years ago. And you know, he went and picked up the weed and literally ruined. Like, I mean, we're talking about $20 sack of weed, like just like talking about throwing the book at somebody.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was probation, it was felony. I mean, it was possession with intent because the friend paid for it. It was, I mean, it was racket, man. He got set up pretty much by the police because he smoked weed with a friend at a new school. And the friend was like, "Hey, can you get me a bag of weed today?" And the friend had already been smoking weed with him for a week. And so he was like, "Oh man, I mean, I'll stop and pick it up," because they had the same weed guy. And then he gets busted for delivering that little bag of weed over.
Ruined his life.
Ruined it. And like, it's the little stuff like that that has been so detrimental to communities when they talk about cannabis and the negative effects. And let's be real, like, as a cannabis operator myself, there are risks with cannabis. There's benefits, but there are risks, right? Like, it's not for everybody. It's not a end all be all. It's not a cure all. It's not a snake oil. But I'm a huge advocate for it because of the positive things that it can do for people. It's not for everybody. It's for everybody in the sense that it's there for you, but maybe not everybody, you know, should participate depending on who they are as an individual. Just like, shouldn't everybody, you know, maybe there's people out there that shouldn't drink alcohol. I'm probably, like all of us, probably not should have. But at the end of the day, you know, there's things that people just shouldn't do. And
to throw so much at somebody for a $20 bag of weed.
That happened to my family, but
It's
they
insane,
were growing
dude.
millions of dollars worth.
Hey,
So maybe,
read the last one.
but
Who's
I would-
Shop Starbucks.
I think
Taylor
Pontius.
Pontius. I was going to
Yeah.
ask you if you knew him.
I actually do know that guy.
I think
Well,
y'all
we-
work
we-
together, huh?
We got some things going on. We
We
you know,
sublease from him.
he
Back
might
then
be
we're
my
friends,
business
too.
partner.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. This
Well,
part.
I fucking figured it, but I mean,
Hey,
and he was a punter, so
And he's a punter, and he's a good dude, man. Since I'm in the I guess in the feelings of plugs today and shouting out to people, you know, thank you for watching, Taylor, and you know, if y'all want to continue this conversation
Lost
when we get
Springs,
done,
11.
Lost Spring or 11, baby, let's go.
well, Taylor? How do you say your last name?
And-
Pontius.
And is it
Pontius?
I say Pontius, but
Pontius.
Neon Moon too, right?
but that's actually, I'm not sure if that's if it's a Roman name or not, but Pontius.
It definitely sounds.
Pontius
Roman,
is the
Roman,
way
yeah.
that I think it was pronounced in Rome, like Pontius,
Taylor.
like Pontius Pilate or something. Yeah, Pontius or something
Well,
of that nature.
Falling back, how much bullshit do you think it was what they taught us in the DARE classes and everything, that marijuana was a gateway drug?
Marijuana is not a gateway drug. First and foremost, drug dealers are a gateway drug. Let's be real, everybody that's out there listening. Nobody ever smoked a joint and decided to bang heroin or smoke crack. That has never happened. Please, everyone out there in the ethos, listen to me. Marijuana is not a gateway drug. Marijuana is used right now to get people off of opiates. If it's a gateway drug, if it's a gateway drug, it's a gateway to leave those other drugs. It's drug dealers are the gateway, right? You're 15, 16 years old, prohibition's in full force. It's the early 90s, and you go to buy a bag of weed, and that dude has cocaine. He's got crack. He's got pills. He's got whatever else you want because he is a drug dealer. Drug dealers are the gateway. It's not the marijuana.
Last time I got high, I freaked out and tried to get to my bed. I couldn't find it. It's like, I get anxiety, but
And see, if marijuana was a gateway drug, you would have ended up snorting cocaine from that experience.
Marijuana does not make you want to snort cocaine. It makes you want to go to bed or eat.
Absolutely. The only drug that marijuana is a gateway to is McDonald's.
I gotta tell you what, I've built some crazy websites. I've done a lot of like logos and billboards.
You might become a fat ass.
Listen, like, no, I mean, I can tell you what, there's times where I've been so creative on Photoshop where I'm hitting my bong and I'm in. Like I put the bong down, like I'm just in the zone, and I look down and it's 4 hours because I need it because it's 4 hours. And I look down, I've done made a masterpiece in my mind. Worst critic though, because you have to change everything, layers and layers. But I'm not mad. I'm like, I'll keep going as long as the music's ticking. And I've done so many creative things on marijuana.
Absolutely.
And I have to say that, like, I think that's something that, like,
dude, you edited a photo I sent you in like 30 seconds,
and I was high. Okay.
I just closed on my house and
congratulations.
sent him a photo of my sunroom, and he'd like put us.
No, he's really good on it. I don't.
But I'm saying it's mostly been where I just sit there because it kind of it puts you focused. To me, it puts me focused.
Absolutely.
And I have to give it credit for a lot of things it's done for me. Let's see. And plus I have cerebral palsy, guys. So Lord Tabs, I was on it for a long time, and I decided I wanted to get off of Lord Tabs and
medical cannabis.
Yeah. Because if you get the right amount, I mean, I'm not saying don't abuse it. Like that's another thing to do is people, I mean, you don't have to smoke a whole joint. Okay.
Absolutely not.
No,
you don't have to smoke one when you wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's people, that are fighting things that I'm not fighting, right? Like I have horrible muscle spasms in my back and my neck. That's fucking great. Can you please take that to the camera?
It's cameras over there. But I think
look, these people got to see this.
I don't know if you get it focused in, but you can try.
Yeah.
You hit the screen, makes it lights up.
Hit the screen on it. Tap the phone.
Oh, it's lit up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it.
Back up just a little bit.
It's bright. It's that light blurring it out.
Hey, I'm sorry.
We'll put it on the reel.
It's that bright light, but keep checking back. They're going to post that.
We'll put
They're going to post that. And ladies, when you see it, don't get too excited. Slow your roll. Come by District Coffee. Talk to these gentlemen like real folks. Don't let it overwhelm you or overtake you.
It's something you have to really think about, though. Okay. I'm thinking about Cade's doing OnlyFans, and I'm gonna jump in. This be like if you sign up $5, I'll throw this photo in.
Starbuds only distributes, right?
So Starbuds only distributes.
Are you in the growing process at all?
So I don't do any cultivation. I leave that to the folks that know what they're doing. It is when I was in Denver, right? Recreational cannabis, you have a 6-plant at-home limit that you can grow for yourself. I did that, right? Like I did really well. Like I had some amazing cannabis that come from those small little home grow. But the scalability of someone who can grow 1 or 2 plants really well, to grow 1,000, to grow 2,000, to go into 5,000 square foot, room that has, double stack or triple stack, pushing out, 15,000 square foot of canopy space. That's a challenge. That takes real professionals. That takes people who have a real understanding and a true connection with the plant to be able to do it, because it's finicky, man. Everybody that grows cannabis evidently grows the best cannabis grown. It seems to be a pretty much a general consensus among people that grow, is that it's always the best that there is. So I don't want to participate, man. If everybody's already the best that it is at it, I don't got a place in it.
So you're saying it's similar to like a Shopify? I mean, it'll be
in a way, yeah. I mean, I can see that connection.
My oldest brother, who passed recently, he was growing his own. He told me one time, but yeah, I found over a pound of it in the safe I had to break into after he passed, because we didn't have the code to it. But what am I going to do with it? so I was hitting his friends. I was like, "You gotta get this shit out of here now."
Get it now.
And they were like, "He always screwed the best." But everybody says, everybody. But
Well, the home growers, the small backwoods home growers, with small crops, man, the attention to detail that they put into it, and it really is, some of that really is the best, right? But on a commercial level, it's a huge challenge to be successful in that space. I don't think it's anything that I want to try to tackle. Now, I'm not going to say it's not something we'll do in the future. Yeah. Starbuds does have cultivation in other places. There's other companies and brands that are not directly associated, but participate. So
you got 5 stores, right?
So there's 5 in Mississippi. That we have 5 here in Mississippi. So just north of Tupelo and Saltillo.
That's all you have is those 5?
Those 5, correct.
And you are a local Mississippi boy.
Absolutely, 100%.
So you're keeping the money local.
Keeping it local.
You're not coming in out of Colorado or anywhere.
Absolutely not.
You visited there and got inspired there.
Absolutely. They paid me to learn this craft, and I brought it back.
You brought it back home.
Yes.
So
I like the point he said that everything, though. Everybody thinks they're the best.
They do.
It's like,
and a lot of them are equal. Like there's a lot of really quality, cultivators out there that do an amazing job. And then there's some out there that probably shouldn't be growing tomatoes. But
I like that. Probably shouldn't be growing tomatoes.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy, John Jordan, Kind Life. That's how we met.
That is how we met.
We have Fuck Cancer by Carter's Champions, and I just love his mind.
Dude, that Kind Life actually, we carry Kind Life in all of our stores across the state, which is amazing. It gives an opportunity for patients, that are not from the coast or are outside of this area that might not have an opportunity to experience the healing benefits and properties of his product, because it really is, the THC value or weight, the terpene profile that his strains, he did a really good job of picking strains and choosing cultivars that were going to really be medicinally applicable, right? Like, so there's all kinds of nothing is really what it ever was before. Everything's been crossbred. There's very few,
So he said the same thing.
Very few, land race really like strong, stock of old, the real Durban Poison and your Maui Wowie, your Panama Red, your Colombian Gold, all of that, your Hindu Kush, all of those were precursors, right, to what we currently have today, and it's hard to find those anymore. Everything's been crossed, everything's been bred. Most everything is a hybrid. If you get an indica or sativa, it doesn't necessarily, and in my mind, right, like, so it's not always what you think it is. Cannabis affects every individual differently, like 100%. Like, so just because this guy or this gal can only smoke sativa and that's what they need, and they don't like indica or whatever, that might be their nighttime, that might be what calms them down. That might be what, levels them out. That might be what, helps affect their condition, their pain, their whatever they're going through. Just because it works that way for you doesn't mean it's going to work that way for literally anybody else. And that's one of the biggest hatreds, right? Like big pharma, like, I don't have to jump, on those guys, I don't want to beat them up any, but at the end of the day, like, cannabis is so unique in how it interacts with your own cannabinoid system or whatever, and your body produces these cannabinoids themselves. You have your C1 and C2 receptors, and the way that it interacts in your body is very unique to you. And so there's no real way for the pharmaceutical industry to capitalize on cannabis, because the only way that you can get continuous effects, and kind of in my mind, and I'm not a scientist, right? I mean, I chit chat with folks all the time that know a whole lot more about this at that level than I do. But the general consensus I get from them is that, it affects everybody differently. And really the only way you can get it consistent is to bring it into some type of pill form. And then that's not even consistent. Marinol's not consistent with folks. It's just, it's such a natural thing.
Would you say more it's about profit?
Well, I mean, obviously the pharmaceutical industry in America is, today is built on profit. We pay 10x to 10 to 40 times more for the exact same medications that people get around the world. Right. So yeah, it's for profit. It's all for profit. It's a, we work in a free market capitalism. And, I'm not knocking that by any means. We all got to find a way to survive, I guess. But at the end of the day, when you can make money off of the demise of people, when you can make money off of treating symptoms and not addressing the cause, then, 30, 40, 50, 70 years, 80 years, 100 years goes by. And in my opinion, you get lost in the mix, right? It becomes all about the profit. And then I think their mindset, shifts. You go from curing a disease to treating a disease, because there's a whole lot more money in treating a disease. If I can treat it, not me personally, but if pharmaceutical, whoever can treat a disease on someone for 30, 40, 50 years, right? Keep it in check and feed them a little pill every day. Then why would you want to cure that disease? From a financial standpoint, from their mind, right? Like I say, cure the disease and let them spend their money on something else, because you shouldn't be fucking with people's health first and foremost. We are all on this little rock hurling through space, and we all have a right. We have a right to be healthy. We have a right to live in a way that is not negative, detrimental to our existence, right? We already have enough bullshit in this world that affects us in a negative way, and we live the way we live, and we cause our own problems, but then the problems exacerbated by the pharmaceutical industry, who wants to let's treat your condition.
I was gonna ask, man, do you feel the effects of, are you battling like street sales? Do you feel the impacts of street sales?
Absolutely.
Like impact, like over the counter sales?
Absolutely. Every single day. So 2018 Farm Bill has been a huge disruption to the legitimate cannabis space. A plant's a plant. No matter which way you spin it, it's the plant's the same. Intoxicating hemp, THCA flower, Delta 9 edibles, whatever. It's all the same, right? Like D9 is D9 is D9. And, the underage sales, the gas station dope that's out there, these vape carts coming from China that are in every gas station across the state. Right. I almost view that as part of the black market in a sense, just because the availability for black market level cannabis is available. There's CBD stores right now. I mean, I got friends all across the cannabis space, across the entire U.S.
And I thought Delta 9 was illegal.
Delta 9 is illegal. You would think that, Delta 9 is federally illegal. That's why, people in the cannabis space and operators pay, it's just ridiculous, amounts of taxes, right? Like the tax scenario on legal cannabis at the state level is huge. I don't even want to go into how much it is, but it's huge. If you ever wonder why a dispensary, why weed costs a little more, you can thank the federal government. That's why. They are why. If it wasn't for the tax scenario that we're faced with every year, we would be able to compete in the market the same way that any normal business competes in the market, right? There's advantages with the tax code. Any business owner, will tell you that some years, if it wasn't for those breaks, that wouldn't have been a good year. And it's very difficult in cannabis. So second, kind of to that is absolutely, because you have these 2018 Farm Bill compliant, right, products that are being grown in mass quantities across the U.S., there's not enough outlets in a legal sense, and this exact same flour that is going to head shops or CBD stores or whatever. This exact same flour is also being sold by the pound over the internet by the same companies that these folks are buying it to, and you can have it shipped to your house, and it's fairly inexpensive. It's cheap.
All right, I hate to show this question. Let me show this photo real quick. Hold on, but this is a serious question. Let me get this photo real quick because this is what you wanted. Where's it at? Cade, right here. Here's the photo you wanted. I just put it up.
There you go.
Hey, ladies, calm your ass down.
So they can see you right now. But let's just go into. So do you think that was a big passion for you to start getting involved with manufacturing to make sure you got good stuff?
100%. I had a.
That's what you're on, like, right? That's the mission you're on.
It is the mission. One of the biggest things I that I had seen in Colorado was the amount of, and especially during COVID, right? Like when COVID hit, it was absolutely insane. We saw a 4 or 5x almost overnight because everybody was at home. Like nobody had anything to do, nowhere to go. Gas stations are open and nobody can keep you out of your own car. It's still America. So, man, we had an influx, just like people rushing to Colorado to buy cannabis. And you start having these conversations like across the counter every single day. And if you have the right conversation, you ask the right questions, you start to learn a few things. And one of the biggest things that I learned was that people were coming to Colorado to buy recreational cannabis. Obviously, it's illegal to take it back. We inform them that what they choose to do with it's on them. But there were medical conditions that these people were kind of, I'm not going to say self-diagnosing, but treating themselves with cannabis. And I really had a very, it was very eye-opening just to see the sheer amount of people that took advantage of recreational cannabis for their own medicinal purposes, because, either their home state, had crazy rules, or they couldn't get enough, or it was none there whatsoever. And that's why, I think today, as more states come online, as more medical and recreational programs kind of come about, you really see, those people, those shifts hanging, changing. Everybody talks about, Michigan and, Colorado and California, and the cannabis industry has fallen off. I think one of the biggest factors to that is people don't have to go there anymore, right? Like, a ton of people, were leaving their home states and still do to states that man, I'm Tennessee's one that's right there on the border with Missouri. And I'm pretty sure those guys in Missouri, I definitely know of several dispensaries that were literally built on the Kentucky border, or Tennessee border and Kentucky border, just for that purpose, right? Like we're catering to the people across the river.
Dukes of
Hazzard. And so those folks would come, and there was a lot of people who got recreationally high, right? They like to smoke weed recreationally. They enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Would you pick? So for me, it's I fucking hate SSRIs.
Yeah.
And if you're on SSRIs, like what's wrong with just taking a few hits and kind of just being by yourself? Why do you have to be on SSRIs?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's like, but it's normal. It's supposed to be normal. All this, no, just because the doctor prescribed it. Get off that shit.
I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of years humanity has been on this planet. We've been around for a little while, and it's only been normal to take a fucking pill in the past 100 years. Like it's only been normal to do that. Like as long as humanity's been around, right? Like this earth. These plants, these herbs, these things from the ground, these holistic approaches have always been our medicine, and they've always worked pretty well.
I watched my buddy. I was in, I guess I was in junior high, middle school. I got on Zoloft.
Yeah.
My buddy started bleeding, and I just I didn't help him. I was just like, this is pretty cool looking. and then kind of had that kind of phase where you just didn't care.
Yeah.
There's empathy. There was no emotion. And I was like, and I never took it again.
Absolutely.
He's like, Jordan, help me. I'm like, and then I just never took. I remember that, and I was because number one, they fade. So the next day you take it, 9, 10 o'clock. So when I woke up that morning, it came to me of what happened.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm never taking shit again. So that's another thing is like you have I know it's everybody. Look, we all battle with depression. We all battle with problems. We all have issues. But
bipolar too. Yeah. I don't mind saying it.
But to be on something that just puts a Band-Aid over what you're dealing with, that's why I always believe in cannabis, because you can put on a vinyl, you can listen to music. That's a big thing, and
it's functional,
and be around people that actually care about you. That's another thing too. Is I love being around the boys.
Yeah,
I'm around I have a crew of friends: Brandon Davis, DJ Borries, Micah Shepard. I have a crew: Chase Borries. These boys. Justin. We have a crew, and it's we always try to build each other up.
Absolutely,
and it's always fun. It's
celebrate everybody's wins in the group.
701, get a pizza, and it's just fine. And if you're not feeling that, find people that they're not your friends. Be around people that make sure to check on you.
Absolutely,
and that's a lot of depression. But SSRIs are the fucking worst.
They are. They
are ending. That is a big part of it.
I can run you down the list, man. Paxil, Zoloft, Wellbutrin. Let's see, what all did I take, dude? I took so much. It did none of them ever, and it wasn't I was oh, I'll take this for 2 days or blah blah. No, I really trying to feel better, trying to find a brighter path, right? And
some damn commercials.
It's those damn commercials, dude. And that insane, right? That's insane, man. I don't want to knock anybody. I think shout out to the state of Mississippi, to the Department of Health, the Department of Revenue. Those guys have been, this is new to them, right? I've been in this is my 8th year in legal cannabis, and this is their second, third, and they're learning every day, man.
I think they're figuring it out, man.
They're figuring it out.
This shit ain't it.
They're figuring it out, and it's a challenge.
Let's go back to these damn commercials though. They always do the commercials where it's it's pouring down rain and then it's are you feeling sad or you're not there? And then all of a sudden, do you want to feel better? And then it's that sunlight. And then they're running a fucking field of sunflowers. We have the answer. Up. But side effects are suicidal, depression.
Feel like shit.
Absolutely.
About to shit on yourself.
Sudden
bleeding. Yeah, if you notice blood from your anal cavity, please contact your doctor.
Bleeding from your nose. At least 3 days.
It's killing everybody.
It is. And the crazy thing is man, a lot of things here recently have been very eye-opening. But one thing that's been hugely eye-opening to me is the Amish community within our borders here of America, right? The Amish community, they're not experiencing the same things we're experiencing out here in this world. They're not experiencing the same disease. They're not experiencing the same troubles and issues and things that we have. And there's only a few things they do different. One is they grow all their own food. Isn't that insane? If you could knock it, just knock it down to
study right
knock
there.
It down to just one thing. Those folks grow their own food, and I think there's a huge shift right now. And politically, I've always been right in the middle. I'm not into the craziness on both sides, some of the insanity that happens. But at the end of the day, I don't think that we should be seeing the things we see. Childhood diabetes is absolutely rampant. Dude, man, America is fat as fuck.
Fat as fuck.
Just fat as fuck. We're all just fat as fuck, right? We're all on damn dope.
That shit.
We're all on the fat dope.
They celebrate it.
Yeah, they celebrate it.
Some fucking right to be fat.
Absolutely, man. We're fat. We're on dope.
Decisions.
We're all drinking, smoking cigarettes, and
cigarettes is still a thing. I really can't.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. And we've never been like this. The great thing about social media is, you do see how life was like in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. There's been video cameras for a long damn time.
Nobody was
and nobody was like this,
you
right?
You made a great point with the Amish, though.
Yeah, dude. These people are isolated. They live on the same land we live on, but they're isolated.
Yeah, we used to go up and we went to Tennessee.
Yeah, that Amish,
that butter.
Yeah,
oh my God, the Amish butter.
They will get a little chunky.
Killed our other brother. He ate fast food every day.
Yeah.
Colon cancer. Colon cancer is sweeping the nation.
Absolutely.
42 years old.
He was 40 when he got diagnosed.
Wow.
$40.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Get your ass checked, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Stop eating the
And
bullshit.
stop eating that Taco Bell and shit.
Yeah. I'll take a shot at the fast food. Yeah, I can take a shot at
Absolutely.
fast food just like I can
100%.
take a shot at Big Pharma. The
'Cause it's easy.
motherfuckers have made plenty of money and they've ruined
They
a lot
have.
of shit.
Well, the more money they make, the worse it gets, right?
Yeah.
Like the more money they make, the worse it gets. And dude, Google that shit. Why does the mac rib only come around once a year? Go down that rabbit
'Cause
hole.
it's probably not
It's
legal.
because it's nasty. It's nasty.
Oh, it's even getting worse. I mean, I was Taco Bell this last year, and it's like, remember, like when Taco Bell first started, they only had a few items.
Absolutely, yeah. And they
It's
need to
just
bring
like-
that fucking
I can't
Mexican
even, like,
pizza back.
I think Taco Bell's making burgers now.
It's just not. It's just.
They definitely have breakfast.
What the
Checkers and Rallies. They just started serving breakfast. And it's breakfast for fat fucks because everything comes on a hamburger bun.
Is this true?
Yeah, it's 100% true.
Well,
And if anybody ever has wondered what's that on the Rallies fries, it's donut batter. It has to be. It tastes like a fucking donut. That comes from many Rallies experiences.
If you can
After
ever get away from eating
cannabis.
that shit, just a couple of months, and then you eat it again, you'll realize.
You realize.
you never what it says as addicting. Look, we sell caffeine, so we're selling addicting things also.
But
Still legal.
on our
Black coffee is good for your colon. Go ahead.
we do make up for it on our menu though. Our food menu is health conscious. I feel
Well,
like.
there's health conscious options, but
Tequila's very healthy.
yeah, well, it's the healthiest spirit.
Absolutely. Somebody,
your gut.
somebody, I have a strong affection for brown liquor, but
yeah,
that stuff dyes your liver.
Wait, what?
Whiskey just shuts me down.
While you're making say what you were just saying while I do one of these.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
the color in your brown liquor comes
That makes
from the barrel that it's in, and it basically is just staining a clear liquor that color, and that stains your liver. That's what a gentleman told me yesterday about brown. So
Well,
I
no,
guess
feel like shit when I-
you're in the clear with clear. I don't know.
Are you another snap? Is this Snapple 2? The Snapple 2 right there?
Snap will do.
I always say Anthony's a Snapple.
I've been looking at his hat all night and I love it.
Dude, this is a great place, for the last shameless plug of the evening, I hope. Rowan's
Rowan's.
Diner and Dive in Jackson, Mississippi and Bellhaven. Shout out to those guys.
That's your hat.
Dude, they're doing
I think you need to send them an email.
they're doing great things. But what makes this hat so great is it is from Lost Hat Company, made in Mississippi.
Is your hat made in Mississippi?
I don't know. Imperial.
Imperial.
I'm pretty sure that's Pakistan.
Imperial. Fuck Imperial. I'll keep pushing that shit.
Well,
And we're
where can, I
gonna
find, where can I find that Mississippi company? Can you send that to me?
So I think they're in Ridgeland. They're around the Jackson
Ridgeland.
area.
That's the
but
only coolest part.
it's a
that's the only
Lost Hat Company
Was never
in
cool
state,
before.
and they're good people doing good things. So
What was that restaurant we ate at? That it was.
I didn't know we had a hat company. And
Caitlin's.
Kate's.
Kate's.
Next time you're driving through, stop at Ridgeland.
okay.
Go to Kate's.
Or Richland has Tom's Fried Pies.
Richland.
Richland.
Ridgeland.
Richland.
Oh, there is a Richland.
There's a Richland and a Ridgeland.
Is that the song that guy did?
Yeah,
Richland?
but he wasn't talking about that Richland
That's a different one.
for sure. I think he was speaking to
Lost Hats made
Richland,
right
Virginia.
here in Mississippi.
Lost Hats right here in Mississippi, and man, I'm
definitely
all
check
about
it out.
keeping it local.
I didn't know we had a hat company in Mississippi.
Absolutely.
I didn't know. I learned something new.
So that's one thing that we did a lot of when we started opening these stores is even though the foundation was there and things could come from elsewhere, dude, we dug in. Right here in Ocean Springs, everything came local. Dixie Glass, Ocean Springs Lumber, our Oxford store, everything was purchased in Oxford. Saltillo store, everything was purchased in that area. Greenwood, everything was purchased in that area. Natchez, everything was purchased around there. It's just keeping it local.
And your company's
supporting it.
Your company's giving back. You were a big sponsor to the Carter's Champions.
Absolutely. I thought we weren't going to talk
You
about
did the
that. man.
check
I didn't
reveal
wanna talk about
here. That was
it. We did
dope.
do the check here.
Where is the check at?
It's at your
haven't got
place.
Okay,
You
we
took
got
it.
the check, did he?
No, I didn't.
It's your check.
We just did a podcast and it was in your room.
It's your
I
check.
brought it back over here though.
You did not. It's
The-
in your
the
attic.
check and
No, I brought
checks-
it back over here because I want like
So I've said several
brought it
things
back over
about.
here.
I've said several things about
I know for a
Starbucks.
fact I did. I'm not. I'm pretty. I know for a
Go ahead.
fact. I'll find.
I said several things about Starbucks and shameless plugs, this, that, and the other. But one person I would want to at least speak to, which is my competition, right? But I don't know if they're even really my competition. They're my buddies, and they're out here, kind of striving and driving for that same mission. To bring quality cannabis to the patients of Mississippi, and they were a huge part of the donation.
Root down.
Root Down, absolutely, man. Give a huge shout out to Root Down.
Great guys, man. He
They're-
comes in
they're-
here, man.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah, man. Those guys they're doing it right. They're doing
Yeah.
it for the right reasons, and like
He's on
I
a
said,
date tonight. I try to get him on.
nice.
I did. I really. I was like, man, I got a date tonight, but we'll definitely have Chase on.
Yeah, Chase, man, the whole team, Michael, Tatum, they were right there with us, man. We sponsored the probably what I would take away from it as one of the best things that we've been able to kind of support, here in Mississippi, which was just last month, which was the first annual Mississippi Bud Tender Awards. And man, I tell you what, they don't get the recognition they deserve. Right. Like, so as business owners, as, managers, as vendors, cultivators, processors, all of the, people out there in the cannabis industry that are, turning and burning every day, the bud tenders are they're your one connection, right? Like if it wasn't for a bud tender, who's gonna take this medical cannabis product and deliver it to the patient base? If it's not for the bud tender, if it's not for the guy or gal that are behind the counter every single day, dedicating their day to day to being that one-stop shop for correct, accurate cannabis knowledge, right? And dedicating their time to that. And it's not great, right? Like, I mean, you can blame the federal government again, but when it comes to your employees, you don't get to do the things that normal businesses get to do, right? And so bud tenders sometimes financially get the short end of the stick because of the handicap that's put on the business by the federal government with the tax situation. And it makes it difficult, extremely difficult, to find success at that unless you're at a great store. And so bud tenders take a hit, man, every single day. So we were extremely grateful, just to be able to participate. Shout out to the Mississippi Cannabis School. They're out there every day training bud tenders, getting them the knowledge they need to really get behind the counter and deliver the way the patient deserves, right? Because the last thing you want to do, and this is why we're such an advocate for getting cannabis solely in dispensaries. I'm not going to say we want to remove it, blah blah blah. I don't want to get into get in the weeds on that or go down that rabbit hole. But at the end of the day, knowing that product has been, produced in a clean and safe manner, knowing that it was tested locally by a certified lab that knows what they're doing, knowing that it was then sold in a legitimate, compliant way that took all the guesswork from the state out of diversion and all this other stuff. Dude, our ID machine is the same ID machine that you put your ID in at TSA at the airport. Like we take every step to ensure that we are legal, that we're compliant, and that the only person that gets that cannabis is the person it's supposed to go to. And that bud tender is there every single day to do that. It's a hard job. Bud tenders in the state of Mississippi, man, if they mess up, dude, it could be a felony charge. You sell cannabis to somebody that doesn't have their medical card. That's intense. That's they'll come down on you, man. It's a very, very, very stringent.
What's some of the fines?
Dude, the fines start out around $5,000, and then they go up from there. And dude, there's been dispensary owners that have been damn near fined out of business, and not really any fault of their own, right? You know, be careful. Look, if there's any cannabis owners out there, I would love to give you a bit of advice. Be careful who you listen to. Be extremely careful who you do business with. And if you're dealing with companies that have been in the cannabis space for numerous years, be careful that you're not just a number to them. And there's a lot of dispensary operators across the state of Mississippi that will agree with me. I'm not going to call out the point of sale company that made the mistake, right? With what they did, but there was, you know, I don't know how much money. If I had to guess, maybe $50,000 to $100,000 worth of fines that was delivered within a 2-month period of time because sales were not being done correctly around the state, and it was 100% due. You know what? I can't say it. I can't say their name. I'm too far in the world. But
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And it was 100% connected to them as a company. They told dispensary owners some bullshit, right? Like, call it what it is. It was bullshit. And the state of Mississippi was very clear. You need to verify with the seed to sale tracking system that this patient is accurate, that it is them, and this is how much cannabis they have available to purchase, right? The point of sale system said, oh, you don't have to do that. We're integrated. We do that for you. It's all done in the system. It wasn't. And people were being oversold. Things were happening. It was hugely negative. It was due to that single. And look, all of these tens and tens and tens of $1,000s of fine that was placed on these dispensary owners, 100%, they paid that shit. This point of sale company took zero responsibility financially, as far as I know. As far as I know, I'm going to put that out there. I don't want to speak to things that I don't know, but as far as I know, and from the feedback that I've received from dispensary owners across the state, that point of sale company did absolutely nothing to help them with the problem that they created. And so if you're an owner, if you're an operator, if you're an employee, pay attention, guys. These people are they're ruthless. They will come for you. They will come for your dollar. And there's only one thing that matters to them, and that's the color of the money in your pocket. And if it's green, they want it. And that's what they do, right? And so they're predatory. They can be predatory. And just be careful, right? If you take credit cards for cannabis, you're probably going to end up in a bad situation, right? Like that's illegal. Can't do that. Financial laws and whatever. So be careful of who you do business with. Be careful of the industry staple companies that say they're there for you. Do your own research, vet them, and really pay attention to who you settle with, because there's a lot of bad actors in the cannabis space. This is federally illegal. It's well known. And if something is federally illegal, then you're not going to get support from the federal government, and you're probably not going to get support from local government. If somebody steals your weed money, they just stole your weed money. So be careful. Be extremely careful with who you do business with. Watch your back out there. It's very difficult.
Well, thank you for coming on. It's been a good show.
Doug, thank you so much for coming on, brother, man. A lot of knowledge on this.
Guys,
them Delta boys.
1515 opens at 7 a.m.
Shout out to Starbuds, man.
Thank y'all for having me.
And Root Down.
Awesome, bro.
Root Down. Yeah, shout out to Root Down. And thank you, Starbuds, man. We appreciate the hell out of you guys.
We learned a lot. This is like we learned a lot.
Just to confirm, it's cash only.
It is not. It is not cash only. We do not take credit cards, but you can come in. There's an ATM in store. You can use your debit card at the counter.
Not credit.
Yep, just no credit cards. Hey, but cash is king, right? We're not going to argue with you if you got cash.
All right, guys. Love you so much.
Thank you so much, man.
Mm-hmm.